Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Ogbene the Town. My name's Dave, as you all know, and what a weekend we've had of sport at Kenilworth Road this week. Wolverhampton Wanderers come to town, and we absolutely have a blinding game, but unable to put the plucky 10 men to bed. And we leave with our very first Premier League point. It was lovely to get off the mark, and lots of positives to take from that game. We're going to talk about that in a bit. We've got a player focus tonight on Ogbene, because he is, well, what sort of player is he? He's amazing. Your 3-word reviews and a little bit more. You'll notice if you're watching on YouTube already that there's only 2 of us here this evening. Bataro's here. Steve unfortunately got called away last minute, which is a bit, disappointing, but hopefully, Steve, everything's all right. Bataro, how are you feeling, man?
Feeling very, upbeat from that result on the results so much, the performance. So, yeah. How about you?
I loved it. I loved the result. I didn't like the result. I think we could have done a lot better. But I have to say, the performance, I thought, despite what pundits might say, despite what opposition fans might say, despite what anybody else who watched it on Match of the Day might say, I think we were in good form. And if only some of those chances had gone in, we'd have been talking a lot differently tonight. And maybe other people would then see what we see in our team, which is someone that's improving every single game.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like you say, improvement, that's the key. Like you say, we said it every single week on the build-up to every game. Every single week there has been a major improvement. I'll tell you what, and that was astronomical compared to the rest of the improvements.
Yeah, and when you think about the weekend and the weekend's results, when we started off, we were rock bottom. Yeah. And by the end of the weekend, we're not rock bottom anymore, thanks to Burnley losing. And then I think I want to touch on this briefly, because I'm so glad it wasn't us that done this first, because I've got no doubt that we're going to have a game where there's going to be a few goals going. I've got no doubt. I mean, if we come up against Manchester City, it's, well, when we come up against Manchester City, it's going to be a tough ask, isn't it? We all know that. Of course. But to lose, Sheffield United to lose 8-0 at home, that's a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it?
Well, wake-up call, a major depression to continue the downfall, of the club, maybe. I don't know. You never know, but it's, like you say, Dave, it's great news that it's not us that's done it first.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
It probably will happen at some point.
All the vitriol, we talked about this the other day,
Yeah.
All the vitriol we get online and all the other opposing fans across the whole world, in fact, which is a bit of a weird one, but, amazing that Luton are being looked at all over the world, saying these are probably the 3 worst teams ever to come up from the Championship. The Luton Town should be this, but they don't mention the other 2.
Yeah.
So if it had been Luton losing 8-0 at home, you can bet your bottom dollar, it would have taken some crap.
You know that all over social media, Twitter, whatever, it would have just blown up. Oh, look at Luton, we told you they were crap, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you one thing, I'm getting really frustrated with it. All weekend, I've been hearing, well, you ain't very good, are you, Luton? But no one ever mentions the fact that, Sheffield United, Burnley, but they'll come good. So why won't we come good then? Where are you basing your argument? See what I'm saying? Why are people saying this? I don't understand it, but do you know what? Let them do it.
Well, they're basing their arguments on no knowledge at all of our club, and they're also basing it on our little stadium, which I keep repeating is not the smallest in the world.
It's the financial side of it as well that I keep hearing as well. It's you've only spent £25 million. That's why
you bought Championship players to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
No, let's forget all that, because we had a really good Premier League performance. You can't judge a league after 5 games. I did a little bit of research before we started. Last season, after six games last season, or 5 games last season, the bottom Leicester had a point, Villa had 3, Wolves had 3, Everton had 3, Forest had 4. The season before that, Norwich had none, Burnley had 1, Newcastle had 2. The season before that, our friends down the lane had 2, Wolves had 3, Newcastle had 4. The season before that, Burnley had 1, Newcastle had 1, Huddersfield had 2, and Cardiff had 2. So it's far, far too early to judge where we're going to finish based on what we played.
5 games in a way, it's crazy.
You've got to take everything with a pinch of salt. And I know I said this last week too, that I genuinely am on social media. Oh, by the way, my tweet was so good at the weekend. It was psychic. It was psychic regarding the Newcastle game. But you read some of the stuff on there, and I just want to go back and tell them, and then I just think I just can't be bothered anymore. I can't be bothered.
It's getting a bit boring now, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair.
And anyway, let's have a chat about the game. Let's look at your 3-word review first on Luton 1, Wolves 1. We got Robin says up and running. Connor should have won. Lou improving every week. LTFC Dave thinks 2 points dropped. Justin should score more. Neil, that Morris strike. Steve, Ogbene must start. Simon Doughty was immense. Colin deserved to win. And Fraser says onwards and upwards. What do you think?
Oh, they're all positive, aren't they? Should have won. 2 points dropped, like the LTFC Dave said. That's the biggest thing for me, is that the 2 points dropped. It's kind of killed me a little bit inside. The fact that we could look at the end of the season, it might not be a possibility, but it also could be a major thing that we could get relegated by a couple of points.
When you look at that though, and we're going to discuss this in more detail in a minute, though, it's always difficult to play 10 men.
Of course,
always
yes, of course it is. Look, this is another thing. I think we've had the conversations all weekend with people and whatever else, right? Everyone goes, you can't beat 10 men, you're not staying up. I think we listed the whole TalkSport figure. What the hell, like Cundy and what's his name, Ogbene or whatever his name is, what they were saying was just ridiculous. But to play 10 men who then put everyone behind the ball, what do you expect? It's tough. How are you supposed to break teams down? And all that's what I kept asking. How are you supposed to break down a team that puts behind 10 men behind the ball?
Well, there's the other thing, because if it was the other way round, we'd be singing we've only got 10 men.
Yeah.
We've been in a position before where we've had 10 players on the pitch and won a game. It doesn't matter what level you're at.
Nope.
You know, but could you say the same? Nottingham Forest are playing 10 men. They didn't win. You know.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But you know.
Well, yeah. That's yeah.
I know it's a different. Yeah. I know it's a different game.
I know what you're saying though. But look, Dave, I said this last week, right? I would like to know, if anyone can find this stat, then I'll be very, very grateful. How many teams in the top flight, for example, have played against 10 men and then gone on to win? I'd like to know, just like percentage on stats. I don't know myself. I have no idea, like, even what it could be. But I'd love to know that stat. If anyone can find that, then thank you very much.
Well, that's a job for producer Jacob. The game on Saturday, the first thing I want to say is I really loved being at Kenilworth Road during the daytime. It was, it felt really, really good. And the noise inside that stadium at the weekend was unreal.
See, I felt it was a bit quiet at times, but I feel like your section, you get a bit more atmosphere, don't you? We won't go there because I always get ripped for it, but yeah, whatever, anyway. But no, look, it's the fact of when we did, I think as soon as we went a goal down, it was quieting down the place a little bit. It's natural, I get that. But no, like you say, the fact that we're behind the boys every time, there's a bit of, we could lose this now, blah, 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 whatever. But as soon as we started playing well again, and we got on the front foot again, I think last sort of like 20 minutes, half hour, it was literally non-stop. And I felt like the players, they felt the energy as well from the crowd. And they were straight at it. I mean, I don't know if you agree with that. I mean, I felt like they were at it more when the crowd got behind them more.
I felt that we did have that. We like to think we have that influence. I think spurring them on is definitely there. Definitely there when we're at home. And the noise for me was pretty good. And, when Wolves found their voice for a little bit, it was all right, but they were quiet. And they were quiet because we, not as a fan base, but as a team, were at them. And they realised they had a game on their hands. I don't care what they say post-match. They had a game on their hands. We had 2 changes from the Fulham game. Ogbene and Doherty comes in for Anderson and Chong. It turns out to be a really good change. At first I thought, for example, Chong would not have been dropped because I think he's been one of our better players this season. But, horses for course and all that sort of business. But, look, we're going to touch on Ogbene in a little while, but I'd like to say quickly about Doughty. This guy was phenomenal. So I picked 3 players out from Saturday who I could have given man of the match to. Obviously, I think Morris, I believe he got it in the end, didn't he? I think Morris got man of the match. For me, my man my man of the match, Ogbene.
Yeah, it should have been. I think Ogbene, then for me, I think Morris, and then I think it was Doughty. But them three players, I think, were key Saturday. Absolutely class. But yeah, Doughty, he's ridiculously good, isn't he? Every time we see him, we're like, wow, this guy.
I think they're all finding their feet right now. I mean, it was a bit of a wake-up call when we first started. Yeah. Still think we was unlucky at Brighton. Still think we could have done better at Fulham. I still think we were unlucky against West Ham. And if you put it like that, then, you know, we could have had 3-4 more points. And that's the thing. So we're building up to that. We know as fans that we're getting better. Don't care what anybody says. And that was right off the front foot on Saturday. We started really fast.
Yeah, straight at him.
The fastest we've been, I think, all season.
Well, I mean, it says it all as well. I mean, the possession stats, I think, were 56% in our favour. So, which is unlike us in a way to have that much possession. But you kind of get it. But no, look, it's just very frustrating. The more I think about it, I'm just frustrated. But like at the same time, I can't be down about it. We have to be positive because this is massive now. We're looking the last two games, especially for me. I think Fulham and then obviously Wolves on Saturday. We have genuinely showed that we are capable of playing at this level, which is nice to see. We're not getting beaten around the pitch. We're not getting pushed off.
I was about to say that because other teams would say we aren't playing to the Premier League level. But on Saturday, we moved that ball quick. There was some really tight passing, zipping around triangles, pushing it across, changing the pace, and then flicking that little ball through on the. Think about the first run down the left. It was Ogbene picks the ball up on the left by.
It's probably Ogbene or Doughty either. Two because they're amazing them two.
But they were running together, and Ogbene runs to the line, and Doughty tries to go, but he doesn't give it to him.
Yeah.
And then the cross in, I think was that Brown who got the header then?
I believe so. Yes.
And he went wide.
Deflection for the corner. Yes.
The pace there. Ogbene, isn't he the second fastest guy in the Premier League?
Well, to be fair, I mean, I only saw the stat last week. I personally thought they said that he was the quickest player since 2021. Wow. Whether he's been beaten by someone, I don't know. But apparently, Kyle Walker clocked up some ridiculous speed as well last week. But like I said, you can see how quick he is. And the crazy thing about it is, he's not just quick. He is so fit. Like, his energy levels from minute one. So I think he played the whole night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he went to right wing back, didn't he? For Cabora in the end, I think. So, yeah. How you can sprint. I think he must have had, 14 sprints or something like that in the game. Another stat if Jacob could get that as well. But yeah.
So we started really quick. That's what I thought. We started really quick. We're going for this. It was like all gun blazing. I'm thinking, well, this can't carry on. There's no way that Wolverhampton Wanderers are going to be letting us do this all the game. But actually, they didn't get possession. We were in control of that match from minute one.
I mean, I don't know about you, Dave, but did you think at some point, we've had quite a lot of the ball, we've missed a couple of like half decent opportunities, Did you kind of think momentum's going to swing? Because I kept saying to the people around me, I kept going, momentum's going to shift. I said, it's going to happen. I said, they're going to get more of the ball now. Because you know they can play football. We've seen it this season. They're not a bad team either, right, by the way. They're not. Look, they've done all right against Liverpool and United. We've seen it. So
when they played Liverpool and Man United, I think they was extremely unlucky. But they started well against Liverpool and then got done.
Yeah.
Man United, they definitely got they got shafted.
Yeah,
they got shafted
massively.
totally. And they would also say they got shafted at the weekend, but we'll get on to that in a minute.
Got some funny things to tell you about what I had outside the ground on the way back, but we'll get there.
But when we started, so to answer your question, I was thinking we need to take one of these chances. I didn't think that I wasn't worried at that stage they were going to get a chance. Because I thought if we get one...
It's a Premier League day, you have to be you have to expect
the point.
it.
I kept thinking if we get one, we're going to get 2 or 3. That's how I felt. Yeah. If we go 1-0 up and the momentum goes, I think we can get more than that. And then we had that glorious chance from Carlton Morris. Oh, the movement for it as well, the way that he caught the ball down and then turned inside. And it left his foot and I'm thinking, well, that's in.
It's when you see it. The whip and the bend, you thought, that's going straight. I mean, from my angle as well, obviously I'm in the Kenilworth, right behind, obviously the go up a bit. So I had a perfect view of that, and I was like, well, that's in. Ping, straight off the post, I think it was. And it's how close can you get?
He couldn't have done any better, could he?
Well, I mean, he could have scored.
Well, he could have scored, yeah. I mean, obviously that. But he made the chance, really.
But you can't expect him, You don't expect them chances to go in from 25 yards out, I believe, something like that. But no, the technique was brilliant. I think it was like a little chop, wasn't it, inside again. And like I say about Carlton Morris as well, this guy was comfortable. I think he won. I think most of his duels he won. He won the ball in the air. He bullies people by himself. He could have 2 defenders on him and he bullies them. He's so comfortable at this level. I've not seen a player. Well, I have obviously, but I've not seen a player for Luton obviously play at top flight before. I'm starting to look at Morris and go, do you know what? You're a key player, massive player. And I genuinely believe that a team with a bit more money might even put in a bid for him at some point if he keeps playing like that.
Not yet.
Hopefully not. Hopefully, no, we don't want that. But that's what I'm saying. He's good enough though. If we do, unfortunately, But whatever, we won't go there.
When you think back to the chances we created in the first half, and some of the passing movement was sublime. Mm-hmm. Again, I think they picked up on it a little bit on Match of the Day or whatever, their analysis. But some of the movement was really, really sublime, and there was some really tight passing. But then the last ball, the diagonal ball, or to the left or to the right, was spot on.
Yeah.
We talked about that. He puts a great cross in.
Brilliantly. Yeah, I sit there raving about Ryan Giles all the time to everyone else saying, he's a left-footed Beckham's a joke and whatever else. But you know what? People forget. I mean, everyone goes about Doughty. Yeah, he's brilliant on the ball. He's good at great rhyming the ball. He can take people and he can beat them. But what we don't realise is his delivery, like you say, is fantastic, isn't it? How good is his delivery?
Oh, spot on. There. Yeah, spot on. Yeah. Spot on. And I think we were unlucky with the chances that we created. And I think on another day, they go in, the game finishes differently.
Yes, yeah. But unfortunately,
So we had a shot blocked from Jacob Brown.
Is that the Morris that hit Morris, that one?
No, not that. No, that one was just very, very frustrating. I was going to talk about the sending off, actually. And I've got to say, firstly, look, there was a bit of, Lockyer did a good job. That's what I'm going to say. He did a good job.
Of course he did.
Now, clearly, Lockyer stopped Bellegarde to getting up. He stopped him. And, for me, that could be a yellow card.
It's almost like he's put his leg between his legs, isn't it? He's held him down.
He's locked him into his leg.
Yeah,
so I get the reason he done that, and well done to him for doing that. And well done,
clever.
Tom. Job done. But then to react in the way when the Bellegarde did is wrong, right? It's a red card straight away. There's no question it's a red card.
I mean, the first thing, and people might say, and I've also heard this one as well a few times, right? People saying, it's only a yellow card at best. Okay, then, if that's only a yellow card at best, then how the hell, if you can put your studs up, right? Because let's face it, it wasn't a lot of force. Like you say, it was clever from Lockyer. Yeah. But at the same time, he's stamped. He sort of
raked his leg.
Yeah, with his studs, and he's gone with him. But as soon as you do that, you've showed intention. Even if you show intention, like you can't even put your hands up to someone's chest these days without getting a red card. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can stamp on someone, but people can say that's a yellow card. It's crazy.
Again, on my in my trawling the social media stuff, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I did. They were saying that Lockyer went down holding his head, and I replied, no, it was meat and 2 veg he was holding, nothing more than that. So he played the ref a little bit there. But even if he didn't play the ref, even if he got a yellow card for what he did for stopping Bellegarde getting up, Bellegarde reacted stupidly.
Still a red card.
And it's a red card.
Of course it is. Yeah, but no, like you say, big, honestly, Tom Lockyer, take a bow, my friend. That is amazing. Great.
And that's it, is it?
I love it, yeah.
Right.
You've got to do it, though, because sometimes we are too nice. But we know Lockyer's got that in him. He's a clever guy. He's not stupid. Very smart. He's done it. How many times has he wound the opposition up? I think he did it against Sunderland in the home game in the playoff last season. Yeah. He was getting to their players, and it's like, you need to do that. And he's setting that example, saying, we're going to play games with you lot.
If anybody at the club is watching or stroke listening or whatever, we need another scoreboard up the other end that shows you the VAR things going on. Because firstly, the PA system is useless and you can't hear what they're saying. And secondly, if you're in the Oak Road end or where I sit in the stands, you can't see the main scoreboard. No. The one at the far end on the David Priest doesn't show it either, does it? It just comes up with the score. So use that, people, so we could all see what's going on.
And whilst we're on scoreboards as well, whoever's doing the graphics, I don't know, it might be Luke, I'm not too sure, sorry, but do you know what's really getting me? Is the bouncing Luton Town badge. I keep thinking I'm off my face, or I'm like, oh, geez, how many beers have I had? Right. It's so like, it moves, the the badge. I don't know. Everyone's probably like, "Why are you talking about that, mate?" Like,
Right, Bataro,
it
I've not
baffles
seen
me.
I've not seen it. Can you film it so I can have a look?
I'll try and film it. My camera's a bit dodgy, but yeah, I'll try for you, Dave. Don't worry.
I think we had another good chance before the break. I think Lukonga had a shot saved by Sarr. I don't really remember it that much, but I was thinking at this point.
Oh, from about 20 yards.
Yeah, it was almost a pass. Yeah, it was almost a pass. And I'm thinking now, you go in 1-0, 0-0 against 10 men. You're thinking Rob Edwards going to G him up for the second half. Second half starts, and we had another Morris chance on another day that goes in.
The Morris chance, I'm trying to think. Hang on,
The header across the from the left hand side. He crossing from crossing to the left. He dived in front of it.
Oh, yep. Sorry, yeah, the short sort of like cross, to the near post. Yeah.
Just not enough. Not enough on it.
It's a difficult option. It's very difficult. The fact that he's even got a good head on it like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a difficult. I mean, I don't know whether it was aimed for him. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's a difficult chance. I can't really judge it, but it's one of those ones. On occasions, they do go in.
So we've not taken any of our chances. We've not taken any of our opportunities. We are the dominant team, and we're playing 10 men. And the 10 men are going to get a chance, and the 10 men did get that chance.
And of course, it's going to be Pedro Neto as well.
Yeah, well, Neto,
he's brilliant. He's a brilliant player, by the way. Yeah. Really good.
So would you talk about the build-up for that? Because Doughty's cross or pass went astray, didn't it? And did the referee block? Was it Nakamba block?
Nakamba, I believe. Yeah.
They got possession because Nakamba couldn't get across in front of the ref.
Don't get me wrong. The referee was in a position where he may have, blocked him off slightly, whatever. I don't know, but at the same time, that pass should not be going in that position at that place either.
I get that, but in my mind, I'm thinking if Nakamba just keeps running into ref and bowls him over, then the play stops.
Put it back, I guess. Yeah. So I get that. It's a difficult one, but no, look, it's
so. But then they broke really quickly. They broke really quickly, and when they play that long ball, they play that long ball down the right to Neto, and you're thinking, okay, get there first. Put it out. But I have to be honest, as much as I love Tom Lockyer, he was turned inside out by Neto, inside out. Then they cut in. Reece Burke can't get in front of it, and the strike was sublime. It was such a good strike.
It was. I mean, look, I've seen a lot of people saying as well about the goalkeeper saying, he's gone down too quick. But look, if he dives for the bottom corner and it goes in the top of the net, then people go, that's a great finish. So that's irrelevant. But like you say, from the first, it was almost like there was mistake after mistake it was almost like the positioning, like the defensive line was non-existent.
I mean, it's a quick break though, Bataro. Let's be fair. Like, it was a big ping across the back of us, and it was a run. And Lockyer wasn't quick enough compared to Neto. Neto was really fast.
But, I mean, to be fair, Pedro, no, he's rapid anyway. We know how good he is.
Listen, it's not a knock. He wasn't quick enough. The thing is, Tom
Lockyer, he will know, right? Well, like I said, we love the guy. He knows we do, but he will be very, very disappointed with himself.
Of course he's disappointed.
I think he knows that he's good enough to get out of that position.
He gets his foot...
Because I think he was trying to turn Neto and get back on the break, which I accept, which is fine.
No, he should have got underneath him.
Yeah, I think next time
either take him out, or push the ball out.
But it was frustrating.
But you can't deny the finish. And then you finally you hear the Wolverhampton Wanderers supporters, and it's quite noisy. And there's a moment where everybody just sort of, bloody hell, we've done this well. And then, and what impressed me more was Kenilworth Road got going again, and it gets, come on, Luton, we can do this.
Yeah, and then, like you say, we pushed on, created not too much, created a few half chances, and then...
So Kaminsky hadn't had much to do all game, really, up till that point. And then he has a double save.
Just about to get onto that, the double save. I think the first one, the second one, it's the way he's got his legs and his position, his leg. The second one was better for me, but would you expect him to save them? Probably yes. So, but no, like you say,
it was a tough one.
He's done a good job.
The other thing that
if it went in though, Dave, you would be frustrated, no?
Oh, 100% frustrated, because I think if they go 2-0 up, game's over, done. The thing that we noticed when we watched back the highlights together earlier was there was a couple of bit of shirt pulling going on. We've got to watch that, haven't we?
I've seen this every week. Every single week I've seen this, and I'm telling you what, right? It frightens the crap out of me, because VAR is there. I know it's not very good and it don't really work. We've seen that this season. Don't get it wrong, but the shirt pulling. I think who was it? Was it Morris? I think it was him. One was Morris. One was Locks. Was it? Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it. But
there was Morris tugging.
There was a few.
If VAR
they all
will
do it though. They all do it though. That's the thing about it. Yeah.
It doesn't mean to say we should.
No, but Dave. I think last season we did it quite a lot as well. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not condoning it. Nothing like that. But I think you see it more than what we think.
I want to talk about the penalty incident. Now, forget what the pundits say. Forget Gary Lineker, Match of the Day, Sky pundits, whoever you are, saying that's not a penalty. Referees, ex-referees saying it's not a penalty. Ex-referees saying it is a penalty. It was a penalty, wasn't it?
Okay. Well, I mean, hands up here, wax your hand. Yeah, all right, it took a deflection off your foot, but I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is a stonewall penalty. I think there was an article in a paper yesterday. I don't know if it was, what's his name, Foy or whatever.
Foy.
Yeah. And he was saying it's definitely a penalty. I'm sure he said that, didn't he?
Yeah, and there's been other people reporting it's definitely a penalty loop to the laws of the game. However, if you was a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, you're going to be gutted that they've given that against you, aren't you?
No.
You are. If that was against us, you'd be gutted.
No, Dave. I'm sorry, right? But if that's someone like Burke or whatever, and he's put his arm up like that, it's a penalty. For me, right, handball is handball. I don't care. If your arms are raised probably higher than your elbow height, I've always said this, it's handball. Unless it really just smacks you out of nowhere and it pings off. But I'm sorry, that...
I'll be interested to see if they use that decision on the Sky show.
I don't watch, to be fair. That's what they do, is it?
They go back
back on...
the referees do it. It's a referee show.
Oh, right. I know. Yeah, sorry, I know you're on about now. Probably. But because it's us that got the penalty, of course it won't. So
65, that happened on 65 minutes. Morris steps up, scores, brilliant goal. Keeper.
He didn't scuff it, by the way, Dave. He did not scuff this.
Originally, I thought he did, but he didn't.
Watch his other penalties as well. It's the same technique, same technique. Everyone's saying, no, he scuffed.
But he sent Salah the wrong way, and now we're going 65 minutes, 1-1. Come on, push on.
We can do
and
this.
We took again the game to Wolves. And we had that last. At the time, I didn't know that Ogbene was offside, and even though it did hit two Wolves players on the way through.
Unintentional, though, isn't it? So
unintentional, you can't have that. If they'd have tried to play, it'd have been. I'd love them to just played it back into.
I'll tell you what, the question you asked me a minute ago about handball, if you was a Wolves fan, you'd be pretty mad that was given, right?
Oh, because they're all mad about it.
What I'm saying is, put yourself in the situation now. If the referee had gone, that's a goal, we'd be loving it. Then I would feel sorry for him, because then I'd be looking at it and going, that should have been disallowed. It was offside. But I've seen people, I've heard a few people saying, no, come off their player. I'm pretty sure the law states that if it's unintentional. So it's probably changed now, but someone could probably correct me on this or whatever. But, that is definitely offside, 100% offside.
It's first point of the league season, Premier League season for us. We're up and running. We're not bottom, and we're not second from bottom. In fact, we're the highest placed of the three promoted teams. Who'd have thought that? 20 with
a game in hand.
More shots than we've had this season. 20 more on target, more passes completed, more possession, and for me, it was our best showing of the season so far.
And also, Dave, can I just touch on that? Sorry, best showing for a long time as well. I think. I thought we were brilliant. I've not seen us play like that even towards the end of last season. I know we were brilliant against obviously Sunderland, but take that out of the equation. That was one of the best performances we've had this calendar year.
We have. I know you don't believe in XG, but 2.17. That means we got into really good positions a lot of the time against 0.59 for Wolves. Let's go with that. Let's leave it there. Wolves haven't lost against us for ages, but it's coming. Our win is coming, and hopefully it's the next game we play.
You know what'll happen, don't you? We'll probably go and lose. Well, not get some points or whatever, but not win a game until we play Man City and Arsenal the same week and beat them both.
Well, here's the point.
And we go on a roll.
Producer Jacob said Luton have avoided becoming the sixth team in Premier League history to lose their first 5 games. So that's fantastic. Oh, wow. And just a little sad note, we haven't kept a clean sheet for 7, so it's a bit of a bad one.
Yeah, but see, I know what you're saying, but the goals for me, we need to score a few more goals.
Anyway, 1 point, and it's the start, so that's a good thing. Let's have a look at Chio. His performance yesterday. What a player. His performance on the weekend was amazing. What do you think his best traits are?
I think it's easy to see that, Dave. I think it's pure lightning pace. His first touch is very good as well. like to get out, set it and go out of his feet. And just the directness of like how he runs at you as well. It's frightening. I'm telling you now, right, if I was any professional footballer, however good you are, you're talking Virgil van Dijk, you're talking whoever in the league, your Silvers, I would not want this guy running at me. Because he will cause mistakes at defenders. I'm telling you this. He needs to start pretty much every game. And I know we were talking about that earlier.
Well, that was my next question. Is he a must start? Is he a must start going forward?
He is. Well, I mean, look, he's the only sort of player that we've got. Not the only player. So you got Doughty, obviously quite a direct player, running at you and whatever else. But I think in this league, with how we're going to be under pressure in certain times, we know that we're not stupid. You're going to need players like that to give you an outlet, to give you sort of like, you know, a bit more boost and just go at them. Because like I say, it frightens people. If you've got players with no pace, all playing, yeah, you can be technically very good, but you need pace sometimes. I mean, if it's Man City, you're fine because you have 70% possession of the ball and you can knock it around and you can control game, that's fine. But when you're going to counter teams, which we're going to have to this season quite a lot, you know this, you need pace.
His pace is not the only thing though, is it? He delivers the ball well. He's technically really, really good. You don't get to play.
He's lightning though. He's lightning.
He's an international player. He's been playing against some of the best players in the world.
Man of the match against France when he man-marked Mbappe out of the game. Yeah. Says it all. And
this is why he should be a must-start. How did we find him? That's what I'm thinking.
Scouting network.
Unbelievably good work and tying him into a contract.
But we knew he was a good player though last season at Rotherham. You see his stats for Rotherham. Rotherham fans were like, oh, you know, like, they were gutted that he went. Well, you would be.
But he's way above his level, you know. And let's be fair, he excites me every time he gets the ball when he's running at the defenders.
Yeah.
He's, like you say, his pace, but also his vision and his knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
The way that he can flick a pass or hold the ball up.
And the thing is as well, when he runs with the ball as well, it's not like he just goes one way every time. It's not like he's so predominantly right-footed. He can go down the left as well. He's confident on both sides, both sort of like, you know, cutting on his left, cutting on his right. And that's what I like about a play. If you can use, like, you know, both feet, then it's a bonus as well, because he can.
He should be the first name on the sheet, shouldn't he? Although, having said that, we've got a strong squad, but...
Let's not get carried away too much, but yeah. He's going to be... I think he's going to be in and around the team.
He's like a key player. Well, I'm going to say he's a key player for us.
Yeah. Then we thought about a Chong, no? And then he obviously gets... Maybe not dropped.
It was quite interesting at the weekend when you think about both Chong and Giles, who were quite expensive players for us.
Yeah. Well,
are on the bench.
Anderson as well.
Yeah.
I was a bit shocked about Anderson, to be fair, coming out of it. I know he's not on there, but
I think, you know, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but, you know, we've got to trust Robbie Edwards, haven't we?
Of course, why not? The guy is an absolute genius. We know this. The guy got us promoted, and let's face it, he's a club legend. He is.
That didn't take long for you to admit that, was it?
No.
To say that didn't take you too long.
Sorry, pal, if you're listening.
What I am going to say about Robbie Edwards, the amount of people that have said, "Oh, your manager will be sacked," blah blah blah, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, there are people that know nothing. They talk out the backside.
If Gary Sweet does that, then you know he doesn't know. Well, no, there's no way it's going to happen.
I think if Gary Sweet was to sack him, which we know it's not going to happen, I think he'd have a right on his hand there, to be fair.
Well, we asked you guys about Chio and what your thoughts were. Kevin said, from the highlights I saw, he looked like a real threat. Great pace and direct running at defenders. Must just need to work on the final ball decision making. Yeah. Based on that, I'd be starting him home or away.
He's not played for a while. I just touch on that about obviously his final product. He's not played for a while, to be fair to him. How many minutes he's played this season? Not many at all. So it will get there as well.
And also off the back of an international break, which we've got another one coming real soon.
Really?
David said, very good. That pace will scare everyone he plays against. Needs to make better decisions sometimes and improve his end product. Pan says, speed, ball carrying, link up play with Doughty, and accent. They're all pluses.
His accent.
Yeah. The minuses didn't always make the right decision in the box, and the final ball, although that's being hypercritical as his cross to Morris second half was very good. Steve said, I thought he was fantastic. He gave us something different, strong running and blinding acceleration. Ben, bags of pace and the ability to cut in. Very impressed with him and must start. Tom, this is interesting. Tom's written a novel. Tom says, my fiance's father works for Rotherham United and I try to go to some games with him each season. As a result, I've seen quite a bit of cheer over the past couple of seasons at Rotherham, albeit he was one of my favourite players. Personally, I've only really regarded him as a player with a lot of pace but lacked in the finished product. Gio's delivery has improved significantly as well as his shooting. And when he signed for Luton, I was really excited because I'd been watching him at Rotherham, but could only really see him as a bench player. So far, he's exceeded my expectations. I'm over the moon to see him put together another fantastic performance in Luton. Listen, you don't get picked for international football if you're not any good. And you, like you said, if you can keep international players in your pocket for a whole game.
And what Tom just said there, sorry, Dave, just jump in quickly. So far, he's exceeded my expectations, and I'm over the moon to see him put together fantastic performances in the Luton shirt. That's what I think we're all thinking at the moment. We all thought he'd be, a player off the bench, this and that, because he's not a utility player, so that's a bit rude, but he can play at right back, he can play centre forward, he can play like a midfield, like wide position. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's left or right, and it's, like you say, exceed expectation. But look, it's early days, it's his first start, let's not get too carried away, because, we don't want to burden the boy with too much pressure, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, like you say.
But it's exciting to have a player that you feel like that against.
It's exciting to have a player that's electric. I mean, look at Doughty, when we had Doughty, and obviously signing Issa Kabore, we looked at him going, we've got a bit of pace here. Now we're looking at Ogbene and we're going, this guy's frightening people, so yeah, we'll take that. For
all the negatives that people are saying about Luton and in the ground and, everything else, there are so many positives as a fan that I think we can take from our progression. And like we say, we are progressing, and the club itself is progressing, and it's good to see that. And I'm still optimistic, that we can get something out of this season. Whether we stay up, it's a big ask, but it's not impossible.
Of course it's not. I mean, look, teams in the past that have come up, all right, it's a bit different nowadays, but you look at, obviously, I think Burnley, they were in the league for a few years. They didn't really spend much when they first come up, I believe.
It's not even that.
No, you see what I'm saying though? Sheffield United, when they first went up, they got they were close to getting Europe or something like that.
But I've been watching some of the other games, and you're thinking, well, actually, you know what? To be fair, Brentford haven't started that well.
No.
Sheffield United, obviously, Burnley, Everton.
And Burnley has spent money as well.
Everton, Fulham and Bournemouth, even. Not as good as they might have wanted to be. So there's a mini league down the bottom, and we've only got to win that.
I like your way of thinking, Dave. That's good.
No, because
I like that.
Look, if you're realistic,
we could finish in Euro, Dave, and you'd be sitting there quoting what you said tonight.
Well, if that happens, Bataro, I'll buy you a ticket to the first game. Right? But
so you could buy me a car or something.
No, I won't go that far. But what I'm trying to say is, we've got to be realistic as supporters and go. If we go to Manchester City, you're not going there to win. You're going there with the hope that we might get something.
But imagine if we did get something, though.
Well, because again, I will tell you, the only team that beat Manchester City last year twice was Brentford. And that's crazy. So it can be done. And maybe they just go under their guard. Maybe they play, teams like Luton, if you don't mind me saying. Anyway, enough of that. Let's say, you've seen the third kit? Third kit looks all right.
Yeah, it's nice, very nice, yeah. All kits are lovely this season as well. Well done, Luton, or well done, Umbro as well, so yeah.
So if you're listening on the way to Exeter Carabao Cup, hope we get a result there as well. Let's not get knocked out by...
Keep that momentum going as well. Just keep the positivity.
You know what? We could progress through this competition a little bit further. Everton next. We're going and...
First away game of the season for me.
I don't know whether to be disappointed or relieved that Everton have got some points. Because
do you know what? Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm thinking the same thing as well. I was kind of relieved because I thought if they lose that game tonight, I think they're going to come out and absolutely try and storm us, and it could be a bad thing. But not with all due respect, obviously, to Luton, I'm not saying. But yeah, it's. I think the fact that they've got some points, they'll be a bit more comfortable, and we know that we need to go there and get something out of that game.
So Everton, Burnley, Tottenham. On the telly, obviously, early kickoff, and Nottingham Forest away, coming real quick. They're all coming real quick, and you look Forest at these away. Numbers.
When's that? That's after international break.
After international,
yes, yeah.
Actually, that will be an interesting one. That's Hooters for you, isn't it?
You say me. It's always you that mentions it, Dave. No.
Yes, mate, but I'll get Jacob to post your favourite photograph soon.
I prefer the wings, not the breast. All right.
Obviously, we're hoping that we get through the cup game. We can get something from Everton, and then Burnley is a must-win, right?
You think so, wouldn't you?
And this next week,
capitalise.
Do you know what? Every time I look at the fixture list, I think, oh, this week could make our season. This next week could make our season, and it just frustrates me we haven't managed that win yet. It will come, And I've got every faith in the club and every faith in the team and Rob that win
of
will
course, and it will come, like I say. But do you know what? Also, I know I keep saying about other people, right? People go, I don't listen to other people, right? But I'm just telling you about the stories I keep hearing, right? This is another thing I heard, I think, last night. We will not get a single win this season. A truthful response from someone.
Well, then that's stupid. That's stupid. We are going to win. And do you know what? The sooner that someone else admits that maybe Sheffield United might break Derby County's record.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The better. Because the sooner we get past that little nugget, then, you know, people might take it a bit more serious.
Let them do it, Dave. Let them keep saying Luton, because it gives us the kick up the arse then to keep going and succeed and beat the drop and whatever else, and then to beat people mentally and physically. Do you know what I mean? Afterwards, I'm joking, but yeah, it's, like I say, everyone else just do one. We just focus on ourselves. The team know what they got to do. They know they're good players. They're a good squad. We've got a great club, so yeah, it's positive times for us.
And just one more thing before we finish. The home game against Liverpool is on the telly.
4:30, is it?
November the 5th, 4:30. What do we say now? That's a little bit more drinking time, isn't it?
Oh, I know, Dave, but 4:30 on a Sunday.
Hey, this
means I've got to arrange childcare now.
This is the Premier League. This is what happens. Listen, everyone, thank you very much for listening. Thanks for your opinions, as always. We do cherish everything you say about us and to us, and when you meet us and saying hello, we love that. Thanks for your comments. If you've got anything to say about today, leave it in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube, reply and keep your eye on social media for any updates. That's it from us. We'll see you at Everton. If we see you at Everton, come on, you at us. Let's see if we can get 3 points there. Take care.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some more points.